My name is Stacey Goldmind, president and founder of Goldmind Consultants, and you're watching What's Your Point of View?
Tell me what's your point of view? What's your point of view? Tell me what's your point of view? It is your view, point of view, point of view. What's your point of view? It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of View. Thank you for tuning in. We are here with Stacey from Goldmind Consultants. How are you doing today?
Oh, I feel great. You see the smile on my face?
Listen, when we get together, I know I'm going to get some downloading going on. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello, my name is Stacey Goldmind. To tell you a little bit about my profession, I'm a New Jersey State Trooper. I've been a trooper for 15 years. As we talk about the mind, I'm going to tell you why I'm giving you my resume. In about 5 months, I'll have my PhD, and it's the reason why I'm saying this, but I'll have my PhD. I have a company called Goldmind Consultants, and this company is designed to assist people with living on purpose, but my primary goal is connecting our young people, especially those living in adverse conditions, to their purpose so they can understand not what to think, but how they think.
Drop the mic. That is... and to have all of that and still have an awesome spirit amazes me. So let's talk about Goldmind Consultants, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some detail about the different things about our youth.
Okay. So Goldmind Consultants, I'm a life coach. I'm a consultant. I'm a professor. I do it all.
Yes.
I do it all.
Yes,
No,
she does.
I do it all because of the way I think. I'm like, I'm going to do it, and then I just do it.
She's always trying to help people.
Yes,
It's
So I need
her.
to be everywhere helping somebody. But Goldmind Consultants is basically a team comprised of people who can assist people with maximizing their goals. But it's not just maximizing their goals, it's getting out of their head and just getting through all those things that are absolutely not true about themselves. So we get them to question, is that the truth? And you hear me say it all the time. Is what you think is what you thinking true? And if it's not factual, how can you change it? And I just want to add a little bit, because when you think negatively, the brain only responds to the way you think. It doesn't understand if it's true or false. It only responds based on what you believe. So if you believe that you can't succeed, the brain is like, well, guess what? I guess I can't succeed. If you say I can, then the brain is like, guess what? I guess I can. So what our company is designed to do is to come in and help you transform the way you think, which transforms the way you live.
Exactly.
So that's why we do it.
So for example, if you say, hey, you know what? Let me fix the hair right there. So what you trying to say? I'm ugly?
Exactly.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you gotta, and that's what's in their mind.
That's what's in their mind.
That someone or something has made them feel that they were ugly, and that is what the purpose is to say, no, are you really thinking correctly?
Right, exactly.
And what you're thinking, is it really true?
Exactly.
So you let them face and see their true selves. Is that the process?
No, that's it. I want you to see why you think the way you think. So we always try to get people to get to the origin of a thing. Where did that thought come from? Even if you think that you're not attractive, who told you that? Because it didn't start off from you. Somebody had to say something, and you believed it. Once you believe it, it makes it true, but it doesn't make it the truth. It's just you're true. So somebody said something. Somebody said you were not smart, and you receive those words, and then you believe it. So we basically operate from day to day off of words. People don't understand we're just a ball of words. Even with us communicating today, I'm communicating my thoughts and my words to you, and you're processing it based on what you believe.
True.
If you didn't believe me, you'd be like, I don't believe nothing she's saying.
Okay.
Because it's based on,
okay.
Right. So it's based on your belief system. We are just a walking ball of words. Our thoughts are words. So when you hear a word and it resonates with you, you're going to respond some way, either negatively or positively. You're going to respond some way, but it's all connected based on your perception and your belief about yourself and then the world.
That is so perfect, the way
Yes.
that you said that, because when you said that, I'm thinking about different comments that people put on Facebook. And if it's a controversial topic
and you go and see 100 comments where one person is saying this is good, no, this is not good, and it's all based on their truth.
Yep.
Is their truth reality, or is it the facts?
Or is it facts?
So that just made me think about those type of comments.
I ask people all the time. I'm like, would you drink bleach? And they're like, no, that's poison. I'm like, well, why do you allow all of this negativity to enter your body? And the one thing that we don't understand is when you think,
I'm gonna just turn over here.
But when we think negatively, and I talk about it all the time. There are chemicals, you heard me say it before, there are chemicals that are released in our brain. It's called neuropinephrine, and it is really killing brain cells, especially with our young people that we'll get into. Years of thinking negatively, it's killing their brain cells. So they're gonna respond. They're gonna be negative because their brain isn't fully grown yet, because the frontal lobe, the conscious part of who we are, doesn't really grow until we're like between 21 and 27. So for these kids, it's just the subconscious brain growing, not the conscious part. So it's always negativity. It's always negative. And while that's happening, that negative chemical is constantly being shot out in their brain, and it's not allowing the brain to grow in a healthy manner. So when they're showing up for school, it's hard for them to be successful because that poison is constantly releasing, which is causing them to have anxiety. You may not see them shaking, you may not see them, but inside their body is just going through turn. It really is. That's what negativity does. That's what we're trying to get people to question, okay? And we're trying to get them to understand what's going on in their brain and the chemicals that's being released. Listen, right now, you're killing yourself.
And I remember
you're killing
when
yourself.
You came again to the Salvation Army and you asked the kids, have you ever had a time, or do you have a time where you feel angry? And you'd be surprised how many of the kids raised their hand. And she asked them why, and one of the kids says, I don't know, I'm just angry.
Yes.
So it was good to see you walk the kids through that process about their brain and things. And the truth about the bleach, you're not going to drink it when you know it's poison, but why do we let other type of poisons come in? And I had to do a speech one time and talk about a pocketbook. You try to take a woman's pocketbook, you're going to have trouble. No woman is going to let you just, oh, yeah, here, take my pocket. No, you better give me my pocketbook because I got some valuable stuff in there.
Right.
So why do you allow people to come and take your valuable things out of you? Your joy, your peace, your love, your happiness. All of that is already in you. And if it's gone, it's because somebody took it. And not only that they took it, but you let them take it because it's not there. So they had to forcefully take it. And you had to give them permission.
You had to give them permission.
Because nobody can take anything from you unless you give them permission to do it. Nobody can make you have an attitude. You have to have an attitude. He's like, no, not today. Shut it down. Or something. So as far as people trying to combat holding on to their joy, holding on to their peace, what are some of your comments on helping them do that?
So the one thing I would suggest is creating your day. The night before, know exactly what you want to accomplish the next day. Have at least 3 intentions and write them out. Tomorrow I'm going to make sure I read 10 pages of a book. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to do some cold calls to promote my business. But have 3 things on your to-do list. So when you have intentions, no matter what's coming at you, when people are trying to disrupt your day, you're like, that's not on my agenda. No,
on the agenda, devil.
That may be on your agenda. You probably wanted to disrupt somebody's day, but no, I have to read my pages and make my cold calls and build my business. So that's not here.
Dealing with your foolishness is not on the agenda.
Yes, I'm telling you that's how you do it. And another thing that I challenge people to do, the hardest thing for us is to write. I mean, take a pen and a notebook and write. But what I try to challenge people to do every night, even if you write for 60 seconds, take a journal and download your thoughts. Just download it so that you can see how you're thinking. Because sometimes we just let our thoughts go. It's just, maybe that's there, that's just what it is. But at night, when you begin to see it and it's negative, after a while, you'll get tired of writing negative things, and eventually you're going to start writing something positive. But I want people to keep looking back and seeing a transition. Wow, this is what I thought about today. And eventually, when you begin to set intentions at night, you're going to say, okay, I accomplished this today, or I didn't, but this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. So now you are now training the brain to think with discipline and focus and intentions. But just download that information. The greatest thing you can do, and I've been reading a lot of articles on mental health, and now they're challenging, especially children with childhood trauma, to just write it out, because it slows your brain down. When you have to write, you have to think about what you're going to write. But when you think, you just let it go. But when it slows it down, be like, oh yeah, then it slows it down. And now you're writing what you're thinking, and now you're writing what you want to think. And when you begin to read that, now you begin to reiterate what you want to think. And if you do that every day, and at the end you have intentions, in 30 days you're going to accomplish more than you have ever accomplished. Now imagine setting 3 intentions a day for 30 days, and you accomplish those 3. You've accomplished 90 things in a month. You accomplished 90 things.
Well, on that note, we are going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and talk about your book, I Can Do It.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome to Point of
Yo, good brothers and sisters. I'm your host, Good Brother Mark, from the Good Brother Talk with my brother from a different mother,
Good Brother E.
Our show is all about spreading positivity, having fun, talking about those real topics, getting down and dirty with it, but also do it with a purpose.
And if you have any topics that you would like to discuss, feel free to come on in, get in touch with Good Brother Marv and myself, or call the show, or come on in. We'd love you, have you on the show.
You can reach us on Facebook on our Good Brother page, Good Brother Talk. You can check us out on our Instagram page, Good Brother Talk. Also, cmpradio.net. If you have a phone, because you don't do social network, you can hit us up on the Live 365 app.
You can tune in to us every Sunday from 12 to 2. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. Come on and join your brothers.
Until then, continue to spread the positivity. Peace.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of
Hey, welcome back. We are here with Stacey Goldmind from Goldmind Consultants and her book, I Can Do It, by Stacey Lloyd and Brenda Brown. Now, I know this got a lot of nuggets and all through here, but let's pick something in the book and share with the people.
The one thing that I would like to talk about is growing up in a domestic violence household. My mom and dad was married for about 3 years, and then they separated. And my mother, after they separated, my mother, we moved with my mother. She found herself being a single parent. Shortly after, she was 27 years old. She was involved in a horrific accident where she hit a light pole. So she broke her bones from her hips down to her feet, but she also crushed her ribs and one of her arms. So that left her temporarily disabled. So she had to go on welfare in order to take care of her daughters. So the one thing I want to say is sometimes when women are living in poverty, they feel desperate, so they have to turn to someone that'll help assist with the bills and put food on the table. And my mother just so happened to turn to a young man in the neighborhood, and within 6 months she found herself in a domestic violence situation. And I mean, we watched my mother get beat. Like, he knocked her teeth out in front of us. I mean, he would be on her, just punching her in the face. And my mother was a fighter, but for him, he was too strong. And every week, he would kick the door down when he would drink, and he would just come and we'll try to pull him off of her. And he never hit us, but we just watched. And that is traumatic. To have to go to school the next day, and you just watched your mother get beat all night. And he would leave, and when he left, there was no food in the house. So my mother would keep taking them back, and we'd be like, why do you have to keep taking them back? But she had her own personal reasons. And so that's the one thing that a lot of people don't see. When these kids are walking the streets and they're angry, or they're in school and they're trying to focus, sometimes the only thing they want to do when they go to school is have lunch. Or they just want somebody to say, I care. But when you're like, where's your homework? And you're going to fail, and you don't understand what's happening in the home, then we're missing the point of education. Because you should be educated enough to know where you're living at. You should know what's going on culturally. It can't just be all about book knowledge. You have to be educated enough to say, because there's stats out there, this is what's affecting these kids in this area. And that's the reason why I decided to go into law enforcement. As a kid, I watched my mother get beat. I watched the cops show up and tell the guy to take a walk and keep asking her, what did you do? And I'm like, but you guys are supposed to help. And I'm crying like, you're supposed to help my mommy, bro. And they're like, if we have to come back, we're going to lock both of you up. And my mother's sitting there the next day, swollen eyes, swollen face. And we're like, but I can't help her. So I said, when I get older, I'm going to do something. I was either going to be an attorney, a teacher, a social worker, or a police officer. So I chose a police officer because I can be a first responder, and I can hear the voice of the children. I can listen to the victim. And guess what? I even started listening to the voice of the aggressor, because there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. Again, when I started studying the brain, I'm not going to call him any names. I'm like, all right, tell me why you're doing this. I don't know. No. Let's have a conversation.
No.
Let's have because maybe he don't, because he never questioned what started him
That's
in
a
that
good
aggressive
thought.
man. He probably watched his dad beat his mom.
And
Or
see,
he-
and that response is what it would be like. You know what you're doing, and you're saying that sometimes they don't know.
Right. So let's have a conversation. You know what you're doing is wrong. We all do wrong stuff, and we do it. This one is violent, but we all do wrong stuff. But why do you do what you do? So that's why I'm so passionate about our young people. And I said, we need to listen. We need to listen. It doesn't make sense for these kids to go to school every day and they're not learning, because they don't understand why they're not processing it. Because only thing they're thinking about is what just happened or what's going to happen when I get home. And so I have a lot of stories, different stories throughout my life where you'll see progression. Like I said, being homeless, being growing up in a domestic violence household, becoming a single parent myself, where my kid's father wasn't trying to be bothered, and just trying to figure out this whole parenting thing, because I never had parents. So how do I be a parent? So I talk about the struggles, even trying to be the best person I could be, but with my level or experience with parenting, I made a lot of mistakes.
That's a good point.
So.
With you saying that they may not know, but even as you're parenting, you didn't have a parent. So a lot of times in school, they're saying, well, this child isn't doing this because their parents aren't doing X, Y, and Z. But their parents may not know.
Yes.
Wow.
I can't give you what I don't have. It's like you're asking me for $1 million. I don't have it. I can't give you knowledge and wisdom that I don't possess. And you're telling me to seek it, but nobody ever taught me how to seek it. And people just take the initiative. If you don't understand the mind, if you don't understand how people think, you don't understand initiatives. When you talk about people in prison, which is another passion, people are like, how could you be in law enforcement and be passionate about people in prison? Those are people. I don't care what you say, those are people in a cage. What we have to do is figure out why they think the way they think, and how can we help them strategically change how they think. So that's what they should be doing in there. Come on. Individually, we need to talk about the way you think. You're trying to control their body, but the one thing you have to do, so if you control their body, you're controlling their mind, but you should be working on their mind so they can control their own body.
So it's like you saying you need to go to the market. You need food in your house.
Yeah.
You need to go to the market and get the food, but you're not telling me where the market is.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Well, you don't even know if I have money.
Okay, I can get to the market, but how am I going to pay for this food?
Right.
So there are barriers and obstacles from getting to what you think I know.
Yeah.
That's a different way to look at it, because sometimes we always assume common sense. But I heard somebody say common sense is not always common sense depending on where you live.
If common sense was common, everybody will be doing it. So there's no such thing as common sense. But I'm telling you, we have so much work to do. When I tell you I pray every day, I said, God, send me and I'll go. I'll go to the juvenile facilities. I'll go to the corners. Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do. Anytime I interacted with guys and girls on the road and they were using heroin, I'm like, come on, let's have a conversation. Because I have a twin who has been battling with her addiction since she was 15 years old. And that's where empathy and sympathy comes in. My empathy allows me to put myself to the side and put you first and say, okay, let's talk about why you're in this position. And for me to say, okay, maybe I can give them these resources. I know you're in trouble today, but listen, this place right here will help you. That's what public service, teachers are public servants, law enforcement, EMS workers, all of us are public servants. So as a public servant, you should always be proactive in trying to come up with a solution, right? You can't be reactive because we don't change. You got to be proactive in what can I do to make a difference and really change the lives of people that I'm interacting with.
Well, like I told y'all earlier, a wealth of knowledge. So you can get her book, I Can Do It. How can they get a copy?
It's actually on Amazon. I never thought I would say that. No, yes, I did, because I said it's going to be on Amazon. But it's I did. The vision board is so powerful. You talked earlier, how can people change how they think? You put it on a vision board. You put how much money you want to make, how many countries you want to visit, how many books you want to write, how many lives you're going to impact, how you're going to change yourself. You write it, you see it, and then you do it. But I said all that to say you could get this on Amazon.
You can do it. You can do it. I can do it. All right, we got to go, y'all, but she has her own show, so tell the people a little bit about your information and your contact information.
Okay, so I do a show called Discovering Your Goldmind. You can find it on my page, Stacey Goldmind, on Facebook, and we go live. It's only a half an hour segment, but every week we're trying to just offer some insight so you can understand how you think and change how you show up. And so you can go on Stacey Goldmind, and you'll see Discovering Your Goldmind, 7 o'clock every Thursday from 7 to 7:30. And also, again, visit my website, staceygoldmind.com. The primary focus is to really connect with our children and teach them how to think. And what else do we have there? Oh, I want to do a plug-in. Right, because I'm always trying to connect people to their purpose. So right now, the New Jersey State Police is just seeking ideal candidates from age 21 to 33. Just look on the website, find out what the criteria is, and if you think that you'll be an ideal candidate, please email a recruiter or contact the NJSP recruiting office, and we will mentor you through the process as long as you meet that criteria. So that's absolutely a plug-in, because if you have a desire to serve, we need you in the community making a difference. So thank you.
And any other media sites that they can get in contact or check
I'm on
you out?
Instagram, Goldmind Consultants, but I'm usually like running and jumping. I work out a lot. I work out. I will run with you anywhere and work out.
She will. I lose 2 pounds just watching her.
I'm telling you. So again, it's the only reason why I'm doing everything that I do is because I'm just trying to show kids that, listen, I'm doing this. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing. So I continue to just try to train my mind, body, and my spirit. So on Instagram, you'll see all my workout pictures. But
all right, yes, she gets it. And I'm like, go Stacey, go Stacey. Woo, that was good. But it's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate this.
We will see you again because she has a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
Congratulations on your degree that you're about to achieve.
Thank you. God is good.
And all right, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.
It's time to hear from you. Welcome to Point of View.
My name is DJ Chuck B from CMPRadio.net.
And I'm Jean-Pierre from CMPRadio.net. You also might know me as Mr. Yeah, I Said It. Check us out every day, Monday to Monday. We got a slate of shows. JR Kicks Keys to Success, The Morning Meeting, Parental Advisory, Hanging with Chuck B, Good Brother Talk, Sisters, coming soon, Queen and King Talk. Listen, we got a slate of shows, man. We always on air. You know us, you see us, you love us. You have no other choice but to be down with us. We are here for the community, giving a voice to the voiceless. If you have a show premise, if you have an idea for a show, if you want to do something, hit us up at cmpradio.net at gmail.com. You can do that at any time. We're always responsive. We're always on go.
If you haven't done so already, like us on Facebook. Also, if you want to check us out 24 hours a day, check out our Live 365 app, type in cmpradio.net. Save it as your favorites. Listen to us 24 hours a day. And also try out our Tuned In app right here, only on cmpradio.net.
DJs, send me your mixes. Get your mixes in. Rappers, send your mixes at cmpradio.net at gmail.com, man. We are here for the community, man. Let's go.
No doubt. cmpradio.net, coming to a theater near you. Thank you.
Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look how they screwed up on it. History chewed up on it. Magnify, zoom up on it. Strap up your boots up on it. On it, on it. Catch the maneuver. Century on century on century, we built it up. Whole time had us splitting up. Kissing on our mommies and our daddies and our babies. Why you think that shit ain't drive us crazy? Crazy? Kept them moving with the kinfolk under stars. Today our blood is in time's reservoirs. You can feel the pain that you seeing in our scars. Brothers and our sisters in our arms, we march on. So catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Look how they screwed up on it. History chewed up on it. Magnify, zoom up on it. Strap up your boots up on it. On it, on it. Catch the maneuver.
We built it and don't be surprised when we burn it. Loaded and we strapped. Take the tables and turn it. Winning and we won't stop until we confirm it. And we done with it. Running, no running, no running. Let them know the melanin don't wash out. Silently when we moving packs, watch out. Wake up realizing that we run this town. Your town is my town, now we running this town.
So catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Catch the maneuver. Look how they screwed up on it. History chewed up on it. Magnify, zoom up on it. Strap up your boots up on it. On it, on it. Catch the maneuver.
Let them know the melanin don't wash out. Let them know the melanin don't wash out. Let them know the melanin don't wash out. Let them know the melanin don't wash out.
Watch how we moving. Watch how we moving. Watch how we moving. Catch the maneuver.
Yo, Mac, I got an idea.
What's that?
Whole album full of hip hop.
The MCs.
Disc jocks.
Starts with a TikTok.
Niggas claim they ballin'
when they got on flip flops.
And it's perfect timing.
Face of the wristwatch.
Got everybody hating, but I feel like I'm Chris Rock.
This the end of the line, and this is where the bullshit stops.
All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? I'm willing to bet what Malcolm X said. By any means, he doubts you be a threat in slim sweats and skinny jeans.
I bet I be a threat if I say his name and string his team. Throw him on a scale way doper than a triple B.
That's when I hit the scene around town. You can weigh it up. This gang's measured pound for pound, and you don't weigh enough.
And my new connect, he don't even wear it up. And these balls tough, you don't even wanna fuck with us.
All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play?
You only get 20 on this track. We don't beat boys that spit crack, dark flows and stay fast.
And been spitting fire since A-Dat, so bring it back ASAP. I got my niggas back like A-Wax. All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play?
Y'all niggas looking, I'm here, so what y'all want? You don't want no problem since I bought the pump. I lay the law down, nigga, and I don't front.
Said it's all good.
Nah, nigga, and I don't front.
But if you front, there's plenty room in the trunk. Take the speakers out, I'll sacrifice the thumb. Hit an empty lot where your body get dumb. And put the speakers back and let this track bump. All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play?
This is O spittin', we so different different. Now listen.
Freestyler written, beef's over like cow tipping.
Iron Man, most games like Cal Ripken.
Hits I Kershaw with Kershaw style of pitch.
All you sucker MCs, won't you please come out and play? All you sucker MCs.